Hello, crypto community. This is DMA and welcome to my new weekly analysis today. So let's get started. What has happened since previous weekly analysis? This bloody crypto market maybe has frozen everyone since the beginning of this year, but it may return green once again this week or in the next week. The index of fear angry has reached its lowest level of itself just since 3 months ago and it went down to lowest level of 10 and at yesterday it went down to 11 and but I think it is gradually growing and I expect the crypto market will turn green seemingly once again in the next week. But as I alerted before, in recent days ago, the total market cap it had a significant crash and it went down from $2 trillion to even $1.5 trillion, even less, in less than 1 week to this support area. Also, as I mentioned for Bitcoin, you can see Bitcoin, this possible scenario, this bearish possible scenario happened for Bitcoin. And exactly happened and it went down to this volume again and then after that it went down to this support area as the next support and then although it happened even sooner than what I expected because of the a lot of bad news that spreaded in the market in recent days in the world and affected crypto market and also other market like stock recently. And as I mentioned, it didn't have enough volume to continue its option and break up these resistance areas. And we also saw in the case of Tether dominance that it moved about 3.5%, this orange area, and the entire crypto market turned red and blue accordingly. And about Bitcoin dominance, also it moved up by more than 5% recently, and it's not really a strong sign to start any rally again before when we are under this area zone and this in this critical situation right now because at the same time the dominance of Tether have moved up by more than 25% with it, which is mean a lot of people have changed their asset to the stable coin because of dominant fear in the market and there are actually in the scare and if, extreme fear right now. Actually, since $69,000, the smart money of the was and big player in this market was silent and gradually exiting from the market in a few steps, and the majority of traders hadn't noticed it because of euphoria of bullish rally for Bitcoin, and which slight growth of Bitcoin, they gave a hope to a small trader to retain the price to higher key levels, but they were selling themselves at the same time, and a sharp drop have happened. Also, as I mentioned before, I think we are probably in the crypto winter right now, but there is a possibility of a temporary growth on the market again in this week or in the next week, which I consider it as a more likely a pullback or a bearish trap for trader that it needs a lot of care and attention. In fact, the any growth of Bitcoin before its recent downfalls was a pullback to higher key levels, this trend, descending trend line, and also moving averages (EMAs), and then went down. What I saw for recent downfall was a horrible hidden shooter, and it happened even sooner than what I expected. Whether we like it or not, we are now a little bit away from the bullish rally that a lot of people have predicted before for Bitcoin above 100k or more, because the previous support level have now become resistances, and if we don't see enough volume to break up these key levels, we cannot be hopeful for significant growth of Bitcoin again and have a bullish rally at all. Oh well, also given to also recent this strong support and this downfall of the Bitcoin by more than 50% from 69k, it needs to have a correction day right now that makes sense as well it reached to this strong support and expect a rise for Bitcoin and at least grow back to resistance zone of above $40,000 to 44,000 or even to $47,000 in the midterm, or it may be in this range area for a while. And about Ethereum, although the general and mega trend is still bullish in this point of view, but as I predicted before, it was a long time that this ascending trend line has been broken, and there was a possibility of further fall, and it happened, and the price of Ethereum the price of Ethereum went down in a quick sharp movement to the support area. It not interesting in shorter time frame because as you can see right now in both logarithmic and linear chart, uh, it's not really interesting because the price of Ethereum is trading under this ascending trend line in linear chart, and also its previous support between 3.1 to 3.3 has recently broken and went down. Now it is trading on the support area, but but if it loses these important key levels, this support range, it can go down to $2,000 or even to 1.85 to 1.65 thousand dollar as the next support range. I want to I want to look at the moving averages right now. EMA of 20, 100, 150, and 21. So as you can see right now, when the 50 EMA, the orange one was crossing under the 100 EMA, this blue one, the price of Ethereum went down to below support uh, 2.5 thousand dollar at its lower support, also 2.4 thousand dollar. Also, it went down to the resistance area, returned back to this resistance area and close to the 200 EMA once again. But after crossing under of the 21 EMA, it went down by a quick sharp movement to 2.2 thousand dollar as its lower support. If we compare this recent movement of Ethereum to uh, the previous rally in 2018, it has had a similar pattern and movement so far. So, which as we can see, it started with breaking down of this ascending trend line again, and we had a sharp movement with the first cross of 50 and to 100 EMA, and then at the second step by crossing under of 50 and 200 EMA, we witnessed a growth of Ethereum at this time by more than 100% of growth of Ethereum, but after that it continued its bearish phase and downtrend. So finally, for Ethereum to continue any uptrend or rally, it needs to break up this descending trend line in the first step, and in the next step it needs to break up this resistance area zone between 3.1 to 3.3 thousand dollar, and also $4,000 to 4.2 thousand dollar as its next uh, resistance with enough volume as confirmation. So that's all for this analysis, guy. Hope you have enjoyed it. Take it mind, this analysis is my personal opinion, not a financial advice. So if you would like to support me, please smash the like button, drop a comment, and subscribe my YouTube channel and share it with your friends. I will see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.